Hey, what's up, YouTube? What is happening, guys? So, right now you're looking at Nike's new Colin Kaepernick ad, which is part of a new ad campaign they're running. And it's actually, I think it's a print ad. It's also a video ad. And it says, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Now, this is kind of a risky but potentially big reward play by Nike. Kind of what's going on here, it's what we refer to in kind of business, marketing, advertising as culture hacking. Essentially trying to make your brand relevant in pop culture, trying to attach your brand to some type of movement. We saw Pepsi do this back during the Berkeley riots, and a lot of different businesses try to do this. Typically, it's a little bit safer to do this around less controversial issues, big trends and fads and things like that, but not necessarily controversial issues because you potentially risk alienating kind of half of your customers. But I think another example of this, kind of in a less controversial fashion, is Burger King. Back when like Siri, or was it Siri? Back when like Google Home was really big and whatever Amazon's Echo thing is and all that, when those things were really hot, Burger King made an ad where they asked Google Home what is a Whopper, and I think it stumped Google Home, and Google actually responded by, I think, correcting the software to know what a Whopper was. And it was just kind of a way to kind of attach themselves to kind of a fun kind of cultural sensation and make themselves more relevant and things like that. And that's basically what Nike is doing with this story. It's a little bit riskier just because this is a very controversial issue. Half the people seem to really praise Colin Kaepernick, and then half the population seems to say, he's disrespecting troops or police, or some people just say, I could really care less what athletes and celebrities have to say about social issues and things like that. So just figured I'd make a video kind of talking about it a little bit, just kind of sharing some of my views. I'm not necessarily a huge football fan. I'm not necessarily super attached to this issue. So, I'm just going to be kind of sharing some views. So generally speaking, I could kind of care less what celebrities, movie stars, actors, and singers think about political issues. I know a while back, Madonna stopped one of her concerts to kind of go off on Trump or something else. And, there's other things where celebrities and movie stars and whoever else kind of use their platform to kind of push a certain agenda. Another kind of funny thing, you ever been watching like CNN or something and they're like, so these hurricanes are pounding the Florida coast. Let's go to Ja Rule and see what Ja Rule thinks about this. And Ja Rule's like, yeah, it's really horrible that hurricanes are pounding the Florida coast. Florida's really pretty. I don't care what Ja Rule, if I'm in the mood to hear about news and politics, I'd like to hear about it from professionals and people involved in the space. And, when I'm trying to get some entertainment, whether that be going to a concert, listening to music, watching a movie, I'm kind of trying to escape everyday life and political issues and news, and I just kind of want to be entertained. So a lot of people kind of criticize, like when Madonna stops her concert to go on about some political tirade. I didn't pay $180. I wouldn't go to a Madonna concert to begin with, but I didn't pay $180 to come hear your political views. I came to come hear you sing because that's kind of what you do. So I'm not necessarily a big fan of kind of hearing what they have to say. That said, everyone has a right to an opinion. Everybody has a right to get their message out. One thing that I will say is I think it's cool if a celebrity or an actor or a movie star or an athlete wants to use their celebrity and wants to use their platform to support issues that they support and feel strongly about. I think that's awesome. That said, I think there's a time and a place for it. If I go to I don't know why I'm saying Justin Bieber, but if I go to a Justin Bieber concert and I paid money to go hear him sing, well, I'm not really looking to kind of hear his political views. That said, if on his blog post or Twitter or Instagram or in an interview he wants to talk about those issues, more power to him. I would, I think it's great when people, care about something and have strong feelings about something and want to support some issue, whether I agree with it or not. I think it's a cool thing. I think there's a certain time and place for it. And with the NFL thing, yeah, NFL players are different than normal employees. But if I work at a retail store, if I work at a restaurant, if I work at an accounting firm, and if there's a dress code or if there's a certain way that the company wants to present itself, I work for them. I can't go into my job at Steak and Shake and say I want to wear this T-shirt that says, end abortion, because, it really has... I work at Steak and Shake. When I'm on the clock, I'm working for them. That's not really the time to voice my opinions about political issues. There's a certain uniform they're supposed to wear, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the whole NFL issue gets a little bit cloudy. I forget what the rules and things like that are about somebody kneeling during the national anthem. I forget if there was a rule in place or if after the fact they put a rule in place. But at the end of the day, I get that, you know, I can get on board with the argument that, look, we're here to play a football game. You guys should be focused on the football game and kind of doing something to, I hate to say make a spectacle of yourself, but doing something to stand out or protest an issue at a time when you should really just stand there and listen to the national anthem and wait for the game to start and be focused on the game. That may not be the time to, even though it may be a great message, that may be not be the time to get that message out there. So if Colin Kaepernick wants to, on his Twitter, on his Instagram, out in the streets, wear a t-shirt bringing this issue to light, I think that would be awesome. Is it time for it on the field? You know, I'm not the NFL commissioner. I don't make the rules for the NFL. It's not my place to say. But, you know, I can definitely understand where football fans are like, I came to watch a football game. I didn't come here for this. And you know, it's kind of interesting, too, the argument about some people say it's the most patriotic thing that you could do, kneeling and kind of bringing this issue to light and kind of protesting. And other people seem to say it's not really the time or the place. And I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't think necessarily anybody is right or wrong, but ultimately at the end of the day, if what Colin Kaepernick is doing is turning off fans to the NFL, I definitely think, you know, as Colin Kaepernick being an employee of the team he works for and being a representative of the NFL, I think the NFL is well within their rights to say, you know, save the protesting for off the field. One thing I will say, regardless of whether I agree with your beliefs or disagree with your beliefs, I think somebody who's willing to stand up for something and stick to something and not just kind of be what's the word, a leaf blowing in the wind or a blade of grass blowing in the wind with popular opinion, I think it's great. You know, I think too many people in this day and age are scared to share their opinion, and they kind of wait to see where popular opinion falls and then kind of side with that because it's a politically correct or the right thing to say. So whether I agree with somebody or not, I think somebody standing up for their beliefs, and especially somebody who is willing to kind of sacrifice or lose something to be true to themselves and their message and what they believe in, I think that's incredibly powerful. So I realize I've kind of not really taken an issue one side or the other, and that's kind of because I don't necessarily feel super strongly about this issue. I do see both sides of it. But, you know, at the same time, I definitely think if the NFL is losing viewership or this is becoming a distraction to the NFL or the team, I do think the NFL is well within their right to say, you know, what you do on your own time and things is fine. But, you know, on the field, you know, we want everybody to kind of fall in line, for lack of a better word. So I've been seeing a lot of kind of reaction videos to this, a lot of kind of talk about this. I think it's kind of an interesting topic. I really just kind of wanted to start a discussion. I'd greatly appreciate it if we keep this discussion civil and respectful of one another, but would love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So drop a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button below.